Hi everyone, thanks for dropping by and checking out this video. Today on my workbench I have a USSC brand pellet stove controller. This one belongs to Thomas. He purchased it, or it's part of his USSC 5500M pellet stove that apparently he purchased years ago from Tractor Supply, if I have that correct. Anyways, there was a couple things wrong with it, so Jeremy sent it to me. I'm making this video now as an interim video for him because I'm waiting on parts. So as you can see, I have it spread open. It's the couple of things that went wrong with it. One is one of the display characters on the main display had faulted out. I'll put a video of the before after here somehow for you to have a look at that. But and needless to say, one of the video display characters, or not video display, but one of the 8-segment character displays shorted out and was a problem for him, and it caused other problems on the other displays, and equally important, it brought down or killed this chip. So I replaced this chip, and I'm waiting on a part to arrive to replace that other component here. But I replaced this chip, and that got my main input circuit board working again. So his keypad's working fine. I have a temporary keypad here for my testing purposes. His keypad's working fine, I believe. And everything seems to be back to normal display-wise, of course, except for the missing character, which I'll get later. What went on after that is we got an Er-9. I see a lot of comments about Er-9, and in fact I have a video on there on YouTube about Er-9, which I realize now is incorrect. So I'll probably be taking that down since it's probably misleading. So it took me quite a while. I did a lot of troubleshooting, replaced a few parts. I kind of started losing hope to some extent, but I think I finally got that resolved, and I'll go ahead and turn on the controller, and we'll see that it goes to the USSC, and then it'll tell us it's a pellet stove, PLLT, version U 2.77, draft fan comes on, and you see in the background some of the lights come on. So it's connected to my tester with power. So I have back here in blue, I have the combustion fan, the auger, the room fan, and on my bench here, because this is the 5500M, also have a stirring motor, which doesn't really get tested in the auto self-test stuff. This light here stands for the igniter. The light that I have in the background here, which is not on, could serve as the lamp for the stirring motor, but this firmware and test procedures does not do that. So I've turned on the controller, the lamps came on as I expected, and the controller has some life to it. It's off right now waiting to come on. So if I press the on button, we see that it comes on heat range 1, and it turned off the room fan, and the combustion is working. So as I press through the heat range buttons, we can see that it'll increase up to 5. So definitely I managed to get rid of error 5, and that's a good thing because I now know how to do that. I'm sorry, error 9. That's a good thing because I've figured out how to do that. And then if I go to the room fan, there's RF it should say. I'm at 9. I can go up to automatic or down to 9. That's pretty standard. And if I switch over to the draft fan, I'm in automatic. I can go down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So all of this is fairly normal the way it's behaving now. The next thing I'll do for Thomas is I'll go into self-test mode, which is over here. Press the 2 buttons, and the draft fan light is on. So telling me that the draft fan is running. I also have a draft fan indicator there. If I press any button on the keypad, it'll go to the room fan, and we see the room fan lit up. And the room fan light, which is called the room fan on your main controller, does come on to tell you that the controller has turned that on. The next one should be the igniter. We see the light above the igniter, and that's called the auxiliary light on the controller. But the igniter came on, so the controller is able to make that happen. And the next one will be the auger. The yellow indicated light comes on, and the auger is running, and so does the heat range light come on. So all that is functioning correctly. The next button will be the stirrer, and no lights will come on. That's just a feature of the controller, the hopper. the hopper stir. So nothing's happening. I have no lights on, even though the schematic does say that there is a hopper in the stove. I have my previous videos on this also show that it doesn't come on. So that's just the way it is. I have tested the circuitry, and the circuitry will make the hopper light come on. So the drive circuitry is good, but for some reason the firmware that they have on the microcontroller here does not turn on the hopper during this test, which I can understand. They probably have a standard off-the-shelf test that they wrote and they've never modified it because that would cost money, and we don't want USSC to spend money on these things because they're selling them at discount rate at Tractor Supply. And the next button goes to stat. There should be a letter S there. That all looks normal. And honestly, I don't know what stat stands for, so we'll let that go by. And the next one should be the temperature, 100 and something 6F. It's actually 176F from my previous videos. If you look at that, I have a thermistor here. If I squeeze it in my hands, the temperature rises up, and I should be able to make it go up beyond 200. There we go. So the thing is, if I had the correct thermistor, I know that I don't, but if I had the correct one, it would probably be more accurately read the room temperature in here, which is room temperature for my shop. So it goes back down. The next button I press should say 60H, which is 60 Hertz, which is the frequency of power in North America here, where we are, and BYE. So it goes back and redoes the startup. So there it is, Thomas. Everything is functional again. I'm pretty happy about this because it took me a while, but now I know that with Er-9 I know where to go look, and it won't be such a chore for the next few. And see, there we go. The heat range can go down all the way to 0. It depends what state we're in and all that stuff, but draft fan. So all of it is working, and I'm pretty happy about that. I'm waiting for the parts to arrive. I expect it'll be another 4 or 5 days before that does. These chips have been replaced. Everything looks good. It's just a matter of receiving the display. When I do receive it, I'll replace all 4 of them. So you have 4 brand new ones. I'll hold on to the bad ones if you don't mind, unless I hear from you otherwise. But I'll replace all 4 of them as part of the repair service that I provide. We'll double check to make sure that the actual keyboard that belongs to this thing works correctly, which I have no doubt. No reason to doubt. I'll remove the old video from YouTube that may be misleading to others, and once I get the part, I'll shoot a final test video, let you know about it, and then return the controller back to you. So I do want to thank you very much for your patience. I know this has been trying. You're probably out in the cold there and you want your stove back, but this was a difficult one, I will say that. Starting with the display, starting with the driver, the display, and then Er-9. Er-9 took a large chunk of my time to resolve, but I'm happy that I was able to do it. So thanks again, and if any of you other Breckwell USSC brand pellet stove owners have a controller of your own that you're having problems with, whether it's Er-9 or any of the other errors, feel free to give me a shout. You can call or text me. My contact information will be in the video description below. Contact and let me know what you've got going on, and I'd be happy to discuss how to get yours repaired as well. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.